Hello. Just as I did with a couple other students, I made the comments on the side so you can see what I was thinking um, and writing, but I also wanted to do a little voiceover here with your um, framework in front of us so you can both kind of take a look at it. Um, Big thing here is your overall idea is kind of weak as far as a PBL goes. It looks like they're just going to be doing some research and taking some quizzes and stuff. The quizzes may actually provide you with some, might be a great way for an entry event to pique their interest. And that would be like a level 1 on the proficiency scale. But basically, when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking needs to be a bit more in depth. You know, if you were to take, let's say, Joe, and Joe really thinks he wants to become an engineer. So Joe is going to spend some time in level 1 learning about the skills that you have determined are non-negotiable need to knows that you need to teach them, like you have talking about here the research skills, how to comprehend, how to make connections, how to determine importance. You're actually going to teach these skills in level 1, low level knowledge. You may do a quick quiz or two. So you give a reading passage and then you try to determine whether or not they can make inferences from the passage. That's all level 1, building these skills so that in level 3, they can actually use these skills of inferencing and summarizing and questioning and visualizing within their own focus. So let's go back to Joe. You have taught Joe these skills, for example. He knows how to do all of these things because you've assessed them formatively. He then learned the basics of what it's going to be an engineer. Maybe he knows the pay range. He knows the, as far as is it a high demand job, this kind of thing. And then in level 2, he's just going to sit back and wonder for a full class period or two, what questions does he have about engineering? He's not even going to research anything. He's just going to wonder. And then in level 3, that's where you're going to pull your I can statements here. So I can make conclusions. I can determine importance. I can question. Or I shouldn't say it like that. I can comprehend, make connections, determine importance, question, summarize, make inferences. That's it. That's your I can statement. So that's going to be up in level 3. So he learned those skills in level 1, but in level 3, he's actually going to be demonstrating them. So he's going in and he's answering his questions from level 2 in level 3. He's making some really interesting finds about his engineer world, and engineers actually create prototypes for John Deere or something like that. And so he might dive in and see if he can make a connection with a John Deere employee or something like that. He can make connections between readings, an employee at John Deere versus an engineer at CAT. He's studying the field that he wants to, but he's using these skills within his own focus. Then he'll get that piece done. And then he'll go down to the next I can statement, which I think should be like in here, demonstrate productivity and accountability, producing quality work, or demonstrated in initiative, creativity, self-direction. He's going to take, let's say, a plow with John Deere, and he's going to create some ingenious way how the plow would be better for clay, dirt, or whatever it is, and he's going to then further his inquiry in level 3 through the funnel and the skills that you set forth. And then he's going to, at level 4, present his findings. He's, to the engineer at John Deere, or to, via Skype or in person. That's the idea of PBL, to actually produce something that someone in the field would actually do. Students, my freshmen, they had the Eye of the Plan Iowa, and they go through that just because they're told to. They don't care that it's not a life building activity. It's something they have to do to get out of um, the STAR activity, that whatever we call it. Anyway, and that's kind of where I see your initial piece here. It's not too late to get things rolling here. We have these last 10 days of this course is really about giving feedback and beefing it up. But I can tell you, if you haven't been doing the readings or haven't been doing much of the discussions as far as the formative assessments along the way, you're really missing a lot. And so you might want to go back and kind of roll through those. Even through my screencast at the beginning of each module would really help. So it's not too late. I will step along with you every piece of the way. Just let me know specifically what you want help with, and I know the July 4th weekend coming up, it's going to be kind of hit and miss of connecting, but I'll definitely be back on throughout the weekend, and again on Sunday nights like I always do. That I really dive into others' frameworks that have asked for help. Before we leave, I want you to kind of take a look about this driving question. This looks very daunting. It's like, oh my gosh, so many things to do. I wonder if you can just do something as open as what would I do if I became who I wanted to be? So the students just kind of are able to, they really see that there's going to be a lot of voice and choice in there. And then this blank PBL document, this is what you will be creating. You'll be create your own copy, it'll have your name on it, and then you'll attach it to your PBL framework. And this is what I'm referencing, level 1 foundation knowledge. What is it that they need to know that they don't even know? They don't know, kind of a thing. What are your non-negotiable need to knows? You literally copy and paste your I can statements from that brainstorming PBL framework into this piece right here. Just copy and paste. And then the driving question, along the lines of what would I do if I became who I wanted to be? They're literally going to answer that question, and they're going to present some sort of creation or ingenious activity or proposal or prototype that of their choice. How awesome would that be? Really promote their creativity. I'm really excited about that. So I want you to give that some thought, and hopefully this feedback as well as the stuff on the side here will really get you going with your unit. But make sure you've got all those readings and stuff taken care of. And also look at other students' PBL frameworks. They're doing a great job. All right, we'll talk to you later. Let me know if you need anything else.